largest cruiserweight, and you're watching and listening to Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm out.
What is up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm your host, JC, joined by Big Mike.
You know, I tell you what, guys. He goes into RCW on Saturday, and now he's a diva. He told us he's waiting for his rider to be filled in his dressing room before he'll come on. No, it's actually he's just running on Tommy time. He will be joining us soon. He's on his way back from stuff. But,
so
we just gotta mess with him.
Yeah, just kind of have fun with it for sure. I'm sure he's big timing us a little bit, but anyway, thank you everybody for joining us this week. We're gonna actually spend some time finally talking about WrestleDream because last show was wild. We'll talk about everything that happened this past weekend between United 210, RCW Honors, talk a bit about the Hybrid Experience show, and then Bound for Glory and Halloween Havoc are this weekend. But we want to first introduce. Well, Mike, you make the introduction for this one. So,
all right,
you remember all the monikers for him. Yeah, go for it.
Currently, he is your hybrid heavyweight champion. He is your RCW Future Legend champion. He is your United 210 #1 contender. He is the babyface backbreaker, Casey Blackrose. Casey.
Did Mike miss any accolades when he was introducing you there?
No, he was pretty on point with them.
Okay.
One half of the Flocking Brawlers. Don't forget.
Of course.
We still ride together.
Right.
Nice.
So, can I just say y'all's theme song? Banger.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's funny you mentioned that, but yeah,
YouTube doesn't like it a whole lot, so that might be changing a little bit soon. Copyright.
We'll see what happens.
Like that. Yeah, we'll see what goes on with that. But that's a little fun.
How you guys doing?
Doing
good. We're good.
Before we talk about the weekend you just had, the current run of success you had, I want to go back for a minute. March 25th, 2023, we posted the first interview we did with you. That was about a year and a half ago. Talk about what's happened in that year and a half and kind of what's brought you to where you're at right now.
Man, it felt like forever ago.
I thought it was 2 years ago at least plus, but yeah.
It's only been a year and like some months.
Yeah.
Man, what a ride it's been. I think whenever we interviewed, I was probably still the hybrid and RCW tag team champion at the time.
More than likely, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, a year and a half later, like you said, the hybrid heavyweight champion, the RCW Future Legends champion, and the #1 contender for the United Championship. So I would say things have been going my way lately.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of hard work, I'll tell you that. You guys know, I train nonstop. I'm here at Hybrid School of Wrestling. Mm-hmm. The garage door is open. I'm kind of far away because we got 5 rings now. We got about 40 plus students in there bumping, rolling, screaming. I hear we the best every 5 minutes I'm in here. I have to leave. Oh, come on.
Well, I can't blame you for that.
Yeah, I wonder if there's any noise complaints with the neighbors next, with 5 rings.
Yeah, we have like a little cheer group next door.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're always complaining.
Oh.
They said, hey, we see some little man like about the same height as the girls here screaming, we're the best. I'm like, oh, Diego, he's the same height as all those.
Yeah, no, they probably ask him where his parents are and why he's not under adult supervision. But,
or they're trying to recruit him. Maybe. So.
But yeah, no, it's been a great year and a half since the first time we interviewed. I'm glad I got JC here with me this time. Last time it was just me and Big Mike.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hopefully one day Tommy will stop being a diva and get on with us.
I mean, unlikely, but we'll see what happens.
He's probably listening right now, and Tommy, if you are, I don't know why Marvel wanted me to tell you to tell your mom he said hi. I don't know what that
my
means.
gosh.
I don't know what that means.
We'll come back to that when he gets on because I'm sure that's a story he wants to share. But that has a little bit to do from RCW Honors.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get back to that. But that's pretty funny. So you were tag team champions for a while. You were on a good tag run with Brandon,
The
and then you spent
emo
the
king.
okay.
Now,
JC, if you haven't seen this, you need to see
probably
the
haven't.
promo that Brandon has released for the hybrid show this weekend.
I'm gonna go look it up after this. Probably.
Yeah, it
I
is
haven't
emo
looked it up.
amazing.
apparently emo has never died, and now he's the emo king, Brandon Weiss.
Yeah,
So he went to Hot Topic and kind of loaded up a little bit. I mean, Hot Topic is still a thing.
a
So
little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
that or I mean, it looked like I don't know if Backfly Metamorphosis is still a thing, but that's where it looked like he was at the last few days.
Well, I mean, judging by what happened, obviously a couple weeks ago he was on here with David Kidd, and they were,
Yes.
talking about stuff. And then, I'm still catching up on what happened this past weekend because and all my others are going on with the kids. But see the pictures there with David Kidd now with Texas Treat or Treat in Training.
David Teen.
David Teen. Oh, excuse me.
Oh, look who
Speaking
showed
of
And
up.
there he
speaking of
is.
that guy, Tommy.
Yes.
That's right, guys. It is now written into our contract. We must now say for him to come on, your RCW honors recipient. It is
Appreciation Award.
that guy, Tommy.
Yes. There it is.
Thigh
Congratulations,
slap,
Tommy.
thigh slaps for Tommy.
Yes.
Thank you.
I hope everything on your rider was fulfilled to your liking, Tommy.
Yes.
Yeah, close enough.
I told the guys this a little bit earlier, Tommy. I don't know why. But Marvel wanted me to tell you to tell your mom he said hi.
I'm gonna kill him. I don't know if I should tell this story or not. I don't want to keep reliving this.
Okay.
I'll tell the story.
Okay.
My mom has never actually met or seen Marvel before. My dad's met him a whole bunch of times because he's even been to the school. My mom has never seen Marvel before. She met him Saturday. Why she felt they can tell me this part, I don't know, but she thinks Marvel is cute. Which wouldn't be
Marvel
as
ran with
bad.
that, so,
Which wouldn't be as bad had she not told him that.
Oh gosh.
So I'm living in my own personal hell.
Literally,
so Saturday was fine
yeah.
right up until the ceremony ended, and then the day just went straight to hell after that.
And then Sunday at RCW, while they're in matches, because Tommy had a front row seat, they made sure to come by.
By the way,
they made sure to come by and remind him of that.
He did like 2 or 3 times.
Yes.
I apologize, Tommy. I had no idea.
No, you don't have to apologize. It's not your fault. It's my mother's, and it will always be her fault.
Yeah.
You know, Marvel's gonna run with that for at least a year.
At least, dude. At
yeah.
least.
Mm-hmm. So,
but it's like she's never gonna go to a show. But
yeah.
I mean, we do got the hybrid experience for Saturday.
She's not going, dude. My dad will probably. And even if she wanted to go, she's not going.
Is she now banned from any show that Marvel's on?
She's banned from wrestling, period, from now on.
No, after meeting Marvel, I think she's gonna become a wrestling fan, at least locally.
You misunderstand me, JC. She's banned from going to shows.
Yeah.
She's not going.
Mm-hmm.
All right, look, all I'm gonna say, if she shows up with a Treats Nation approved shirt,
I'd rather shoot myself.
Because we got enough of that on Sunday.
I'd rather shoot myself with the 45.
Wait, is this they're becoming like the NWO? It's getting ridiculous.
I wanted to bring that up. Yes,
I was going to ask that too. I really was.
And I do have to ask you, as an RCW champion and a champion at Hybrid, you got to keep your eye on that, don't you? Because we know they're not above blatantly cheating to win whatever they can. So although you're not in open warfare with them, I would say,
I'll take my chances. I mean, you guys were there. Who did I beat to win that hybrid championship?
It was a 3-way, if I remember.
David
Kidd and Diego Rene.
Right.
That's true. That's right.
That's a good point.
So you've already beaten like almost half of their faction. So
Yes.
Yeah.
And me and
And-
Brandon beat the Treats to become the RCW Tag Team Champions back in December 2022.
that's
Right.
true.
That's true.
And and you're just taller than Callie, so you're automatically winning there.
Logan Pettis says, I will take care of the treats. Working on that right now.
I think
Really,
Callie said her
Logan?
back was still hurting.
You did a great job with that, Logan. Like you were
Uh.
worried about cheating in the women's matches, but the Treats were just openly cheating and no one was doing anything. But I'm sure you'll get right on that.
Jay says, Casey better keep an eye on Kylie.
I think her back's still hurting from the Southside Rumble.
Yeah.
Her back's also still hurting for the number of times Vert Vixen threw her across the ring, which I wasn't even there, but I saw the clips and I smiled.
Just remember to keep your eyes low.
I have that picture of Vert giving her the German suplex as my screensaver now.
I need to do that. That's a good idea.
Just have them like rotating, kind of pictures there. So
I need to do that. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, well deserved.
yeah.
So you had also mentioned a while ago, Casey, before we got on, that you may have some news you would like to share about RCW. Do you want to go ahead and share that now?
When's the next show? Is it November 24th?
24th. Yeah.
Right? RCW Acceleration. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
One moment. Let me grab somebody real quick.
Oh boy.
Why is every time we have hybrid people now, they have to grab somebody else?
Is this like we grabbing a partner, we grabbing a student, we grabbing someone you want to beat up? What are we
Let's
doing?
find out. He's got his
Okay,
muted
well, the
voice.
treats
Calling
it's-
to
No, Callie, not you. I said Funaki. God. She thinks everything's about her.
you.
Callie, this is
Napoleon
adult
complex.
time. This is not for the children.
That's what Napoleon complex does.
All right,
she
so
thinks that Napoleon is a giant. But
That's true too.
whenever, one moment.
Sure.
I feel like the hybrid parking lot is almost as dangerous as the NXT parking lot. I can't lie.
potentially.
Potentially. There's
you've
just
been
not a lot
there-
of room to work around there.
You've been there a few times, Tommy.
Look, okay, it's a
Why else
wrestling
do you think-
school.
why else
Like
do
in
you
the
think I brought it
background, you see a random casket just sitting right there. It's a wrestling school.
All right, but
Yeah.
before I get to the breaking news, can we talk about how this man right here killed it in the main event this past weekend?
What's up,
Yeah,
guys?
Jesse.
I'm so
What
glad
is
you brought
up?
that up.
What is
Yes,
up, man?
because he hung with Fly Def and Ross Von Erich and really did hold his own. I wanted to bring that up so bad. It was such a
Thank
good
you.
job.
Yes, sir. Hell of a
You
match,
killed
Jesse.
The reason why I got you out here.
What's up?
So, guys, Brandon Oliver sent me an email this morning. My first RCW Future Legends Championship defense will be against Jesse Funaki.
Oh,
Okay.
He didn't even know. This is
I think that's breaking
news.
news. It looks like
For
from
real.
this.
For real?
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
snap!
So, all's fair in love and war. You
Hey,
know,
you know what?
if you guys remember, I was his very first match at NostalgiaCon.
We
Yeah.
were there, and we interviewed him right after that.
Hey, but also that was like what, almost 6 months ago.
Yeah, it
I
was
mean-
a while ago.
I don't know. I feel like maybe RCW needs a new Future Legends champion.
Oh,
Whoa,
It
whoa,
begins.
whoa.
I didn't-
It begins.
I mean,
Look at this.
I
He
didn't,
gets,
I didn't bring you on here to try to politic for yourself, all right?
No.
I brought you on here just to let you know that your back's gonna be broken when that match is over.
Oh.
Just like it was at NostalgiaCon,
Okay.
just like it's gonna be that night. So
damn.
study up. I know you're good. I see the way you move. I see how high you can jump. I don't want to get kicked in the face,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna study. I'm gonna watch you train, and may the best man win.
Hey, you know what? Good luck. Good luck.
all right. Well, congratulations,
Breaking
Jesse.
news.
Wow.
Casey Funaki versus. Oh, I said Casey Funaki. Oh my god. Casey Blackers versus Jesse Funaki.
If that's
November
ever a
24th.
tag team, Casey Funaki would be a pretty
Casey
cool name.
Funaki.
Hey.
Yeah, so
Hey,
yeah.
but yeah,
There you go.
my first RCW Future Legends Championship title defense against somebody who will definitely be a future legend. I've had the honor and privilege of watching Jesse train and even giving a helping hand into his growth. And let me tell you, he's not going to be on the indies for that long.
No. His
Yeah.
I remember the match he had with Chase Owens at Hybrid not too long ago, and that was just killer.
Hey, look, Speaking of Chase Owens,
Good
that might be the
transition.
deciding factor. Jesse didn't have what it took to beat Chase Owens, but you know who did?
That's right.
True.
That's true.
It's true.
32 minutes
32
in a
minutes.
battle.
Wow.
Y'all beat the crap out of each other on Friday night over there at the yard, and that was a hell of a match. And there's more than several times that we thought you had him finished and he kicked out. There was more than several times that we thought he had you and you kicked out.
There was a
You
moment in that
battled
match.
through 32 minutes.
There was a moment where I picked him up and I screamed, "I want to go home." And that wasn't like, that was me being serious. I wanted to go home.
But yeah, that was a hell of a battle, and
Oh,
holding the victory
honestly,
over
like,
Chase Owens.
that was a really special match for me. Chase Owens was my third match ever back in 2021. And,
Wow.
back then I was still new. I was just figuring out wrestling and who I am. And I would say from that match to the match we had on Friday night, I am a completely different person.
I
Maybe
could
you're
not
right.
help but agree.
Yeah, I mean, I would even say like when we started the interview, like just you from when we had you on last year. The not that you weren't good then, but the strides you've made, the things you've done, this run you're on, winning the hybrid title, the matches you've had since then at hybrid, at United. It's been a hell of a run. I don't know if you even want to talk about what you did on Saturday night, but you took hybrid down to Corpus.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys saw. We went down to Corpus. Always a good guy at heart. Always, babyface backbreaker. I live to my name. But when it comes to defending the name Hybrid School of Wrestling, I'll do what it takes. And there was about 25 of us that went to Corpus. That's why I wanted to go home so bad on Friday night, because I knew that it was either RCW honors or, going to Corpus. And Marvel was there at honor, so I kind of didn't want to be there. So I was like, you know what, I'll go to Corpus early. And
That in retrospect, I couldn't agree with you more on that one.
And Diego was there too, so double.
I can't stand Diego, if I'm being honest.
Who can?
How many times do you have to cheat just to keep that international title? Like,
That's when he does defend it too. So
That's why I'm looking forward to this
and
steel
like,
cage
I
match.
cannot wait to see him trapped in a cage with Alex Arsenal and we're nowhere to run.
yeah,
Like, I have this picture in my head of J-Wave trying to climb and just seeing Alex throw him from the top of the cage into the ring. Like, that would be
Don't-
amazing.
Don't you threaten me with a good time, sir. Don't you do that.
And those RCW cage matches are legendary. We've seen
They
quite
are.
a few in our day for sure.
Yes.
So
I think I
yeah.
found a DVD of some of those too, actually, in my parents'
But-
house.
What's a deep? I'm just kidding.
Actually, to be fair, perfectly valid question. I keep forgetting how old I am. So yeah.
Naf, how dare you? We already answered that question. No, I'm just kidding.
Does
Yeah, I was
Casey?
gonna get for you. Oh,
Look,
sorry.
Knopf, Vice, he's the person who helped train me. He is one of my best friends. He's like a brother to me. There's a reason why I wouldn't say, no pun intended, we went our separate ways. But there's a time, and when you're wrestling and you're just on this run, and I would love to keep tagging with Vice, but I just feel like right now the singles run is kind of calling my name. There's no bad blood between. It was actually Vice's idea. He was like, "Look, I see what you're doing at United. You won the Heritage title, the first Heritage title."
Yep.
And Vice was like, "Look, you do what you got to do." And at the end of the day, he said he'd always have my back. And you guys saw at RCW after what David Teen, man, kid, whatever he is now. I went into the ring and I picked Vice up and I helped him because he's my brother, he's my friend. And even though I'm on this singles run and I'm winning matches and wrestling some of the top names here in Texas and in the world, brawlers will always be a thing. But
Awesome.
I do miss,
Good backup to have.
flocking with Vice. I think I can say that. I know it's probably not PG, but
No, you're good.
Yeah.
Shouldn't get flagged. We're good. So yeah.
And we talked about this at RCW, so I apologize for this momentary thought. But given the events of RCW Sunday night, there was a brief second when you did go to help him that we were just thinking, you better not. Okay, all right, you're not good.
Yeah.
look,
We
this is the
like
second
I
time.
don't.
I think when Vice and wrestled Boromir,
Yeah.
and I went into the ring to save him, I heard somebody scream, "Don't do it!"
Yeah.
Like,
I think
Mike,
you're right.
Mike, was that one of us?
It could have been.
It sounds like something Tommy might have yelled. Yeah. So
It
That-
might have been me. I yelled so much stuff that I honestly don't remember all of it.
that thought has never ran through my head with Vice because, like, not taking nothing away from Brandon, but if I were to turn on Brandon, like, what would be the point? Like, he doesn't, he's never done anything wrong to me.
Yeah.
He doesn't hold a title. I mean, not, like, he has PWE championship whenever they decide to start running again. But, there's no reason for me to, like, turn on Vice. He's not PWE champion, and I'm trying to get the title. There's no reason just because I'm doing single stuff and we don't do matches as tag team as much doesn't mean, like, somebody has to turn, no.
no.
Tag teams
what
can
you're
go
saying
their
is-
separate ways.
Yeah. Unlike the treat, you have a soul, so
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, I don't got to recruit, like, all my students because I can't beat Devin Carter and Zakai Living. Like,
Oh, snap.
Wow. There you go.
hey, how many times has
Yeah.
Don Juan gotten
True
beat up
words
by
have
Devin
never
Carter?
been spoken.
Too many.
Casey Black Rose should not join the Texas streets.
He should never join the Texas Street, Sean.
Yeah.
You're absolutely wrong on that.
Can we kick Sean out of the chat now? I don't think he needs to be here.
Where are my monitors at? Can y'all take shout out?
There you go.
Logan.
Oh no! Look at Logan trying to change history a little bit there.
Mr. Bob wanted to work and say it was all Pink's idea.
I distinctly remember.
Logan, this has been a conversation we've been having to have for a very, very long
'cause
time.
I remember that going completely differently, if I recall correctly, but that's just me.
And, like, look what happened. Look at the run I'm on, and what has Overkill done besides lose at RCW this weekend and lose their tag titles?
Ooh. All truth.
I would say you made the wrong decision, but I have forgiven, but I can forgive.
Yeah.
Man.
Logan, it's trying to turn the story here now. A little bit down the road. I don't think it's working.
Nah,
Wow.
Okay,
No.
now
Hold up.
that
Come on.
I maybe this current bloodline. For
I
sure.
don't know what's
right.
worse. I don't know what's worse. Timu, Tribal Chief, Solo Sokoa, or Cali. Like, who's worse?
Cali,
Oh.
100% Cali.
Look, I'll be honest. Up until this weekend, I would have been unsure about that answer because I was trying to give her a chance. I was trying to be nice to her again.
And I knew better.
I know. You're right, Tommy, and I'll admit you were right.
Like,
Then she turned.
When I
somebody
put on
watching this-
SmackDown
oh my God.
and I see Solo Sokoa on the TV, he's like a Timu version of Roman Reigns, and the only other person that compares to him is, like, I don't know, like Callie. Like, I don't know why she's in the treats. I don't know.
Hey,
What
Casey,
she
you
did.
need to turn
Why
the
is
camera.
Cali?
Why are
never
you pointing the
anywhere
camera
ever?
at the ground? That's
Oh
the camera's-
no! Oh,
Oh,
dang.
no.
Get
Oh,
out of
no.
here.
Oh.
I'll call.
Hey,
I'll
hey,
call. I'll call Brandon.
Casey,
I'll call
Casey.
Brandon right now.
Call Brandon.
I'll call Brandon
Casey.
right now.
What are those children doing loose at the parking lot? Where are their parents?
It's 9:50. You're not even supposed to be out here without parent supervision.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you guys need to call CPS. Some of their kids just run out in the street late at night. That's not.
Callie, who pulled you out of the daycare? Like I thought the treats
Right.
were in the daycare now.
Did you see the shirt she's wearing? She hasn't taken that off since Sunday.
Is it
Well,
is
she
this
finally
the
got
sister?
she finally got accepted by people, so it's the first time for everything.
She has friends. It's a new feeling for her. She's never had that before.
Who
What?
inspired your top knot? Who inspired your haircut?
Who inspired my?
Yeah, who inspired your haircut?
Samurai?
Well,
What kind
Prince.
of question is that?
That is funny. He said my hair looks like the
Is that-
Savage Prince.
Is that David? Is that David Teen yelling?
I can't stand him. Did you see
Hey,
his new profile picture on Instagram?
yeah.
I don't want
Oh
to.
my god.
Also, David, stop talking. Your voice keeps dropping. You haven't hit puberty yet.
I cannot wait to see them get theirs. I hope
Oh,
at the next RCW show, like they just put them against like I don't know. Can we do like Bo and Mir versus the Texas Streets or something?
How about like Bo and Angel and Hit?
well.
Can we call
You know,
Moose and see if he's available?
I was just
mean,
gonna say, my fantasy booking is. I mean, Moose has already been there. Let's just get the whole system in there to take out the treats. That's all I'm saying.
Not these tits in particular though. No, so let's take that off.
Instead of
now.
having Bo and Brick Savage wrestle each other, we should just have them team against the Treats.
I'm down with that. I'm down
The
with
Worlds of Fear. I can go with that.
So you're easily manipulated, Logan, and you don't
That's
have
all
the
I read.
ability to make your own decision. Okay,
yeah.
that's cool.
I'm
Anyways,
not gonna
this-
lie, I'm still on Timu Tribal Chief, and I really hope somebody's watching this and goes to SmackDown and has that sign. You have the OTC versus the TTC at some point.
I mean,
that'd be great. So
T-Boot Tribal Chief.
yeah,
yeah,
it's only fair.
yeah.
So,
I mean, he did kind of morph into like this tribal chief character like almost overnight, which is how you get Timu stuff.
Yeah.
But Brick and Angel. That's a good idea, Jason.
yeah.
Freaking Angel. Sorry for like all the noise. I'm outside, and like
that's cool.
three planes decided to drive over or not fly over the school.
It's a flyover.
Well, I just assumed it was Callie breathing by you. That's all. So I just,
Yeah, it smells like hot Cheetos and Big Red.
Yeah.
she's some kind of dragon. I was assuming. Anyway.
Well, hybrid experiences this weekend.
No, he does. He's got a title defense,
right?
against the luchador Calibus, who
Nice.
we have seen quite a few times and is damn impressive.
Yes.
So
I see this man doing like 450s to the outside. Oh my god!
Okay, no lie. The first time he did that, I thought he slipped and
Yeah.
didn't hit it right. But when he landed, I was like, I am so happy I was wrong because that was amazing. I thought he slipped. And I was like,
Calibus is amazing. Like
he is,
I've
dude.
seen his work in Mexico. I've seen him wrestle Brandon here at the Hybrid Experience. I've seen him wrestle Don Juan and Diego, and he does stuff that like I couldn't even like comprehend.
Yeah.
Like there's a reason why I could, but there's a reason why I don't do like flips and tricks, and I'm not really coordinated like that. And the fact that he's doing it in a mask and like half of his vision's already blurred, like. But you know what? I've been training very hard. I have Animo teaching me what to do.
There you go.
Very nice secret
I was gonna
weapon.
say you're working on counters of some of those flips into backbreakers kind of thing. Is that what you got
Oh,
cooking
there's
right
a few that I haven't even pulled out of my pocket that I've been waiting for.
now? Nice.
I
Well-
completely believe that.
12. All right.
I can do
There's
that.
got to be a Vegas
Oh.
over under on this, guys. What are you thinking?
Well, you know what? Actually, kind of connected to this because this was asked by I guess he's not on the chat. Another friend of ours, Mike. Do you remember what your highest backbreaker count in a match ever was?
Ooh, that's a good question. Maybe.
I know
Do you know?
Well, I don't know. I was thinking in the Rumble at United, since you were first, you got pretty high.
Didn't
I
you
wanna
get to I thought we got to 16 or 14 in that match.
Oh my god, I didn't
I
even
don't
know
know.
I can do that many.
I might be wrong, but we got to double digits during that Rumble.
I'm pretty sure it got to double digits because you
Yeah.
were in there for a while.
So
I think whenever I wrestled Daniel Ryan or maybe Robert Martyr, I had a pretty good amount.
yeah. But I think during the Rumble we definitely hit double digits.
In a single, I don't know, maybe like 8, 9.
Other
12,
singles, you probably hit 8 or
12 is a lot, but if Calibus is going to be doing a lot of jumping and flipping, if you can just direct him onto your knee or different,
Well, I guarantee you, after I give him the first one, he's gonna think twice about flipping and jumping.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
No, but like Calibus, I'm excited for this. Like I've been, hybrid. It's not just the name of the school; it's the way we get trained.
Mm-hmm.
We train all different styles. We got Funaki teaching us Japanese strong style. We got Don Juan teaching us crazy stuff sometimes whenever I want to listen to him. We got Marvel teaching us literally everything. Like, I'm excited for this. Calabas is amazing. He's one of the best luchadors I've seen, and I'm excited to mix it up and have our styles clash. And I don't know. I'm thinking you're gonna see maybe some really unique stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that.
I 100% support that.
I think
know,
Vegas is
I
putting.
think I have the edge though, because I do remember Brandon Weiss beating him at the last show.
Ah,
There we go. That's right.
yeah, I mean, hopefully though, hopefully the Flamo, hopefully he still has time to talk to you and he's not brooding too much in the corner.
When he did that promo, I said, well, "Who is he? Me in high school? What the hell's going
Oh,
on right now?"
it's not a promo. He has eyeliner on right now in the school.
Okay.
It's an everyday thing from now on, I guess.
All right.
But hey, emo.
Well, I did remember
Emo's
being
not
at a
dead.
convention and he was dressed as the Crow, so I'm not really that surprised. So
And always
I've
around the
seen
corner.
Brandon Weiss dress up as so many different things.
I was
yeah,
gonna
same
say,
here. Same here.
I was like,
What's sadder is I can identify like half of the ones he dresses as. It's like,
Yeah.
oh wow, I really am a nerd because I know that character too. So yeah.
and I was gonna say the Crow is probably the least weird one I've seen him dressed up in. So
That's true. That's absolutely true.
And then to bring it back to your matches a little bit down the road in November, I forget the exact date of the United show, but as the number one contender, you've got apparently in United you can just hand someone a title belt and claim them champion, but you've got the Puerto Rican juggernaut Angel Camacho coming up in November.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean,
I don't blame you.
I went through 28 people because Cali doesn't really count.
No,
But I went through
28 and a
28
half.
people because I wanted to wrestle the best. And Lil Evil, he's been holding it down at the yard. He's been having some great matches. He beat Chase Owens. He's beat Cody Lane. He's beaten a lot of great people. And that's who I wanted to wrestle.
Yeah.
And then, unfortunately, he's not able to compete for the time being. So Angel took it upon himself to take the title and not really earn it. What do you call it? Paper champion? That's what I called him, right? A paper champion.
That's what you called him.
'Cause that's what I think he is. Like, just because you're big and
Yeah. Okay.
like, I'm not scared of him. I wrestled him at RCW. I've wrestled bigger. I've wrestled badder. I've broken badder. And I have backbreakers in my arsenal that I can give him.
That was even my next question. I'm sure it kind of limits it because you try and give a backbreaker to a guy that size. I'm sure it might hurt your leg more than it was back. So
I don't know if you see my workout photos, but I'd be hitting leg day like crazy.
okay.
Yeah.
No,
Not to mention, good.
Go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
Well, I was gonna say your backbreakers are starting to make me feel a little bit like when DDP was first hitting that diamond cutter, and then he just started finding every which way to hit it out of before there was RKO out of nowhere, there was diamond cutter out of crazy maneuvers and stuff, and that's kind of what your backbreakers have.
There's this one he gave Eddie back in WCW.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I saw it, I was just like,
Yeah,
I think I know the exact one you're talking about.
Is it the power bomb lift over the shoulder
Yes.
and he flips
Yes.
over? Yes. God, that one's beautiful. Yeah.
But I mean, I like that reference. DDP's great.
Yeah.
I've been looking into his yoga because sometimes I'd be coming after wrestling 3 days, it'd be tough.
I mean, he saved a lot of wrestlers' careers, so that's definitely a good
But yeah,
person, sure. Yeah.
Angel, again, I didn't go through 28 and a half people in that Rumble just to wrestle a paper champion. But if I got to end the season winning a third championship here in San Antonio, that's exactly what I'll do.
I mean,
also
KC3 belts. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm down with that. And just like the treats are turning into the NWO, do you know how many Camachos there actually are? Because that seems like an army that just keeps coming out with different.
Does Javi count as a Camacho now? What is this?
I mean, pretty much.
I mean, I think I am because I shook their hands once.
You
And I
got
think
Angel. You got Onyx. You got
Was Zarek Camacho?
Derek.
there,
There's Emmy.
Emmy.
I don't know,
There's-
and I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure you can just say a couple random names, and those are actual Camachos.
There's at least 2 more from the DFW area.
I'm
that I
not gonna
know
lie.
live
There's
in
a
San
few
Antonio.
students. There's a few new students at the school who look like Camachos. Like it's crazy.
I mean, don't assume they're not. Just be careful. Just,
Yeah, I don't know if you want to do that DNA test, but
Fantasy booking.
I'm pretty
the entire,
sure like Callie. I'm pretty sure Callie tried to be a Camacho before she asked to be a Texas Street.
but they said you must be this tall to be a Camacho. So
Camachos versus the Bloodline at this point.
Is there a Jumbo Camacho? Yeah, I'm wrestling him.
oh snap!
Wow. What good thing about RCW Sunday? There was no Gnostico. How much nicer was it with that?
This
Gnostico
might
was
have
not
been the best show of the year.
I mean,
Aside from Emmy getting hurt, sending prayers and thoughts and wishes to you, but
yeah.
I think with Nastico not being here, it might have been the best show of the year.
I mean, no Gnostico, and I was just like thinking, wow, there is no annoying jackass in a bad suit. This is a good day. So yeah.
and all of a sudden the show smelled really good. It was weird.
Yeah.
There was no stank out there. So
yeah.
And I guess even without Nastico being there, Bo still found a way to keep his title. Because if we're being honest, I should have beat him back at RCW Mania.
I agree.
yeah,
Nobody
know-
had Bo reeling the way that I did.
And, and to be fair, he didn't beat Moose either. I'm just saying.
yeah. The RCW GMs. I know we've had Logan Pettis in here whining and trying to plead his case for stuff, but Pink was also upset about supposedly Alejandra having Nastico help her with all her matches. But literally, Bo would have lost his title right after he won it had Nastico not been around to help save him several times. From Fuego, from you, from Brandon. A lot of people had his number if it wasn't for Nastico.
Everybody except David Kidd.
Yeah, of course. Well,
Or David Teen. I don't know what the heck his name is.
Well, it was David Kidd at the time. So.
No, sorry. We cannot leave Nastico alone. He
Just
does it
call
to
him
himself.
David Millennial or something like that. That'd be
David Millennial.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
I mean, it's gonna work no matter how old he gets at this point. So yeah.
And not only will I never leave Nastico alone, I will forever be his enemy, because I just feel like that's the right thing to do with my life, is to always hate Nastico.
Yeah. I gotta give it to you, Tommy. You are strong in your convictions, and you do not waver very often.
I mean, it's why I still hate Lance Hoyt. I mean, hey,
you have started to cheer Rob Love. And that may be because of stud stash, but very few.
But don't misunderstand. Cheering Rob Love, there is some part of me that still feels that that's wrong.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I have made up with Jeff Jarrett since our whole thing back and forth. We've shook hands. We're good now. So
that's fair.
Maybe one day I'll shake Lance's hand. No,
probably not.
No, that'll never happen.
But it's never wrong to cheer Casey Blackrose.
Never wrong to cheer Casey Blackrose. Never at all.
November is going to be a great month. I'm defending my RCW Future Legends Championship against Jesse Funaki. I'm wrestling Angel Camacho for the United Championship. I'm sure I'm going to defend my championship. Not if, but when I beat Calibus. So, ending 2024 with 3 titles sounds very great to me.
Merry Christmas. It's Casey 3 belts.
There you go.
I like how that sounds.
Now, wouldn't that be a great Christmas card? Just doing the Shawn Michaels with all 3 titles.
Wow. Well,
Look,
we got a new exclusive on here.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be, but I mean, if that's the Christmas card you want to send all your friends and family, I have kids. I'm not saying I would put it up on the tree or anything, but so. That'd be a hell of a promo picture.
It would be
That's
a hell of a
for
promo picture.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you're going to sell a lot of 8x10s if you do that.
I just got like 30 new 8x10s. So,
nice.
all you people in the comments who've been asking me for 8x10s, this Saturday at the Hybrid Experience, Ring of Honor 4.
Merch.
You can get your tickets at eventbrite.com/Ring of Honor 4. Little plug, cheap plug. Learned that from Mick Foley.
Don't worry, at the RCW Honors, we were cheap plugging stuff all day. I know.
Who's gonna help me carry all them belts? Honestly, I have about 38 other students here at the school. I can find somebody. I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say that's why he's hitting all the workouts.
Yeah.
Honestly,
You have to hit the ultimate dragon pose. When you win
there's
them
this
all, though.
photo that Marvel has, and he's holding like 6 titles, and that
Yeah.
I'm gonna recreate that one day.
Oh, you finally found it because he asked me if I had that.
Speaking
And I
of
didn't have it.
La emo,
Hey,
what's
Hey.
going on, guys? Look at him
not
sweaty.
much. How you doing?
It's Brandon, My Chemical Romance.
Never phase.
It was never a
Yeah.
phase, apparently.
There's never a face.
People are
Awesome.
just getting out of the school.
I'm laughing like I don't still listen to My Chemical Romance because I know I totally do. So I'm.
Tomboy's probably got school tomorrow, man. Like he
Yeah, I
he's
was
got
gonna
to get
say.
home soon.
Yeah.
I mean, he's obviously older than Callie and David Teen, but still.
I mean, I don't know if that's obvious, but I'm just
Well, Casey, you got anything else you want to say before we let you go here?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you guys for always supporting not only me, but the Hybrid School of Wrestling and all of our graduates, all of our students. You guys are like a tremendous boost and help. You give us energy in the crowd. Tommy, your laugh is infectious, and everyone, like, real quick backstory. I think the first RCW show I went to, it was Fast Eddie Vegas getting tossed into the brick wall. Tommy, I don't know if you remember that, if you were
Yeah, I
there.
remember that.
Tiffany's?
It was either that or the Hope of Glory.
Okay.
I think I
And then I
remember
remember him. I remember the boat. I don't know if you remember the boat.
that was Tiffany's.
That's Tiffany's.
Okay.
Yes.
That's Tiffany's,
Yep. I remember that.
Yeah.
I still remember you getting out of your chair and you like, and you having that laugh and like, you know,
Yeah.
some 10, 15 years later, you are a staple of not only RCW, but Texas wrestling. And so I just want to thank you guys for everything.
Yeah, no, thank you, man.
We thank
Appreciate
you.
it, man. You keep working hard, keep entertaining us. We'll keep going. I mean, that's. I know they say wrestling is about the fans, but it's also more about the work you guys put in.
Absolutely.
To the passion
Hey,
you have in your craft.
wrestling is real. People are fake.
Yeah,
Hey.
exactly. There it is. I appreciate
Hey.
that.
Someone who
you
knows
go.
the show.
Yes.
There we go.
I mean it when I say I watch this show every week.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, I know you do.
Appreciate that, man.
You always
Means
pop
a
in
lot.
once or twice.
I leave
and,
training like at 10:15, 10:20, and I always get on when you are like doing the 60-second,
yeah.
and like I always
Yeah,
catch just a
1 minute
little
warning.
glimpse.
Yeah. Well,
But
speaking
no, yeah.
of, actually, let's give you a chance to make your own 1 minute warning here. And if you want to cut like a quick 1 minute promo for your match this coming weekend at Hybrid. So,
I'm ready.
all right, whenever you're ready, go for it.
Calibus, it's going to be a great weekend. You're going to come into my house at the Hybrid School of Wrestling. We're going to get hot. We're going to get steamy. Everyone knows how hot it is in this school. And it's going to be a very great match. You're going to be high flying. You're going to be jumping. You're going to be flipping. But I'm going to do my best to ground you. I'm going to break your back. And I'm going to go on to November to get that third title. I'm going to go on to the Made in America 2 and beat Angel Camacho. I'm going to go on to the RCW show on November 24th and defend and retain my title against Jesse Funaki. And at the end of the year, I'm going to be holding 3 championships. In 2025, I want to add maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 5 more. Not just in Texas. I want to travel all over the world. I want to travel to Scotland. I want to travel to Japan. I want to travel to Germany. And I want to show the world that Casey Blackrose is legit. Casey Blackrose is the best wrestler in not only San Antonio, but one of the best wrestlers in Texas, period. 60 seconds.
Oh,
Nice.
Ooh,
Right on time.
nice.
awesome.
And it's not, I'm not a character. I'm not a gimmick. I don't come out here and we the best. Like, no, I let my wrestling speak for it. I go out there and I leave everything I have in the middle of that ring. And I think that's why a lot of people gravitate towards me. And because, wrestling is about emotions and making people feel stuff. And whenever people are cheering me and they're trying to give me the energy I need, like, it's real. When Eddie said he was addicted to this stuff, I understand, because that's the reason why even after 3 crazy matches this weekend, I came to the Hybrid School of Wrestling at 4 o'clock to train, to get ready, to get better. People say I'm good right now, but I want to be better. I don't want to struggle wrestling a New Japan Pro Wrestling star like Chase Owens. I want to just go in there, do what I do, and go home way before 32 minutes. No, but thank you guys. I probably gotta wrap up here at the school. These guys suck right here.
All
Yeah,
right.
they do.
Yeah, they do.
But thank you
Looks-
guys for having me on. Whenever there's another opportunity, Tommy, you got to be in the chat when I first hop on.
Mhm.
About 15 minutes later. But you know
Traffic,
what?
man.
Traffic.
I guess since you just got inducted to the RCW honors, we'll let it
Yeah.
slide. But don't try to be superstarring us, all right?
Yeah,
Oh,
his,
please, whatever. I still got to pay to get in every show.
that limo that took him home got caught in some traffic. It was hard to maneuver through the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So.
I was supposed to get a limo. I had
Ray.
to put gas in my car just to get to Roller Ghost.
Ray, the
Ray,
voice
you know
here,
I'm ready for
Alabama.
Alabama whenever you are. He
Ray.
actually gave me the opportunity to wrestle Wheezy Woo in Alabama
Oh,
about a year and a
wow.
half ago.
Nice. I didn't realize it was up there.
Nice.
Let
That's
me
great.
tell you, me and Wheezy Woo tore the house down.
I believe it. I
Yeah.
wish
Back
I'd
Wheezy-
seen
then,
that
back
one.
then, I wasn't the babyface backbreaker. I was, a little mad about some stuff. But he had a football team of about like 120 kids. And when I tell you they beat my ass that day, Wheezy Woo threw me into the kids and they were just stomping and kicking. The ref said, no.
I believe it.
But
It's Nick Saban
I would
country
love
at the
to go to
time.
Alabama. But
Yeah.
again,
Oh,
thank
yeah.
you guys for letting me on the show. This weekend, the Hybrid Experience presents Ring of Horrors 4. We got like 9 or 10 amazing matches. Some of the
Yeah.
best students here at the school. We got people coming in. We got hopefully Lil Evil. I mean, I don't know if he'll be able to wrestle Jesse Funaki, but we'll see. But we got Calibus. We got George Wolf coming down from Laredo. We got Vert Vixen
nice.
making her debut.
Yes.
Yep.
Like, and who knows? Like, can we get like Ridley to be with Vert Vixen and Key so they can just 3-on-1 Cali? Like that would be
I
amazing.
think that
Might
makes
turn into
clearly
that.
the most sense.
Yeah.
Please.
Right?
That's
But
all
now,
I
yeah.
want for
Again,
Christmas.
thank you guys for letting me on. I gotta help clean the ring before Stud Stash. Hold on, before I go, they can wait for me.
Uh-oh.
Stud Stash. Let me just tell you, I would not be the wrestler or let alone the human being I am without you.
Oh, man. That's
Like,
awesome.
not a lot of people know this, but before I even really knew Stash, and if I can kind of like, pull the curtain back a little bit, when my brother passed away in 2021, Stud Stash was the first person to like go to my brother's plate cell, and we didn't really know each other that much, but just the mutual bond we had for wrestling, I knew that day that I gained a brother for life. And Stud Stash, you giving me the opportunity to showcase myself at the yard has gotten me from like 0 to 100. You've given me the moments, you've given me the matches, and I promise you, next month, I'm going to bring that title back to the yard and back to the South Side where it belongs.
Nice.
Nice. That's
That's awesome,
awesome.
man. That
That's
is.
so cool.
Thank you guys. I got to get ready to go home because I
Thank
really
you.
want to go home. But
We appreciate it,
JC,
man.
thank you.
Appreciate you
Mike,
coming
thank
on.
you. Tommy,
Of course.
thank you
Thanks,
guys.
man. Appreciate it,
Yeah.
man.
Tell the
Appreciate
treats they still suck.
it. Yeah.
Oh, I will.
All right.
Excellent.
Thank you guys.
See you
Thank
later.
you. All right.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Hey, Mike. Well,
And also to know I'm not everyone's enemy. Just like half of it.
Good number.
look, here's
I said
here's
half.
here's what I'll say of this wrestling. And I know it's from when I started watching Independence, and you guys remember there was always so much drama between promotions in this town
Yes.
for
Oh,
the
God,
longest
yes.
time. Yeah,
Please.
between RCW, ACW, BOW, SCW at times too. So,
Whatever show Rudy Boy was running.
yeah, and I think what I've seen is just that wrestling has grown. No one's for the most part trying to burn any bridges. I'm sure right. But there's just a newfound passion for it. Like everyone involved in wrestling still has a passion for it. I love to see that.
No, 100%. That's since I've been back. That's what I've loved about all these kids, especially the hybrid ones that we've gotten to know
Yeah.
so well. It's so much, yeah.
Yeah, it was the same thing I saw when Dylan Dunbar was running Heavy Metal Wrestling. We interviewed him, and I'd known Dylan for a long time, but to see his passion for it, and it's contagious. Everybody has it. Everyone involved with hybrid has it. The wrestling talent in this area and in Texas has it. It's pretty awesome to see. So, all right, well, God, 15 minutes in. We're not gonna go full detail. Let me just get this part about WrestleDream. it's gotten eyes back on AEW, what they're doing, and it's just kind of
Yes.
leaving things like what is going on, and I love that about it.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going to happen from week to week. You just can't predict these storylines. Um, I will say I've only really watched the main event, particularly the end of it, and no, I don't think that's Bryan Danielson's last match. Obviously,
No,
it was
I,
his
no, I don't
full-time.
either. Thank you.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
it was just taking a break
They-
from full time, but
Yeah, they way too hard before and even at the show. This is the end of his full-time career. If he loses, his full-time career is over.
full time.
Right, exactly. They
Okay,
were-
he's working less than 40 hours a week. We got it, right?
Yeah.
But when I made that prediction on the show, we talked about WrestleDream. You guys were like, "Whoa!" Like I was the only one that said Mox was going to win.
Yeah,
It
no,
just
you're
seemed
right.
like the right spot. So, yeah.
But here's what I'll say about that match: is I went back and forth so many times. So there were times where like, oh crap, this is Moxley. This is Moxley taking him out, and then he would fight back, and I was like, okay, he's gonna do this, and then it went back and forth, and then he just got him in that choke out at the end, and that was it. Kind of hit like not in the way you would normally think it would.
It was all of a sudden. It
Yeah,
was,
yeah, that's what I
it
mean.
was
It was
very
kinda-
Taker Lesnar WrestleMania 30-esque,
Oh
Yes.
yeah, JC,
Yes.
I know you don't know him that well, but Knopf, who we've got to know from Talk and Listening, very
Yeah.
involved with heavy metal himself. Big fan and friend with Dylan Dunbar too.
Heavy
Very
Metal was a great series of shows.
Yeah. I think I only
It
got to make
was.
like 2, but yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that they broadcasted on Twitch, that was something unique that they did for the area. When I did the interview, like we went to the little arena that he had set up, and it was cool. It was great. I really enjoyed
Yeah.
it. So yeah. But yeah, WrestleDream.
Also that triple threat.
Yeah. Who was it?
Ospreay, Ricochet, and Takeshita.
Yes.
I was waiting for them to pull the trigger on Takeshita winning the title, and they finally did. But also, I love the dynamic of Ospreay and Ricochet trying to do their match stuff again, and so many times that Takeshita just kind of comes in, and like
just,
no,
just ruins it. Yeah, I love
That's
that.
awesome.
that was a great dynamic for that. One thing I was disappointed at, and it seems like the story's leading to the next show, but the way they built up Private Party with Tommy, I know you loved.
Yeah.
Not Little Red. Shit. Red. What's his name? Who did the promo? The reason you went to RCW for the very first time.
Oh, Amazing Red.
Amazing Red.
Red.
Jesus Christ! I'm sorry. Thank you.
My
No, but it, like
too.
I knew who I was going to say, and it went out of my head. But him being in the promo for them beforehand,
Yeah.
it gave you that feeling of, oh crap, there's no way they're going to let them lose this, and then they did. I'm not going to lie, I was kind of like really.
I feel like
But-
okay. I was sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, but I'm just like after Dynamite tonight, they've extended the story and it's going to the next pay-per-view, but still, Oh yeah, James, you're good, man. Thanks. Shit,
Thank you
gotta
for being
get
on
up
here,
at
James.
1:30. God damn.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Oh,
Get
yeah.
Get some
rest.
sleep,
Get some
James.
sleep, please. James.
Or a power nap, as it is.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. What I was gonna say was, honestly, I feel like this show, the point of it was the disappointments. If you know what I mean. It's
Yeah.
This was like kind of like, for lack of a better term, the Avengers Infinity War. It was supposed to end on a downer note. It's like, yeah, you had all this great action, all this great stuff. Oh, that's the end. Shit.
Yeah.
Okay. What happens now? So, I mean, because
So-
like everyone pointed out, the night ended with every championship being held by a heel.
Yeah.
That's the first
Yes.
time in AEW's history that's happened.
That was key there. I wanted to bring up. So yeah, you mentioned Infinity War. When do we get Endgame? Is it Full Gear? Is it Revolution? Is it Double or Nothing? I mean,
I think you got to give it some time, but like what I think would be their best scenario out of this entire storyline is kind of what I said before, is to get Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, and Daniel Garcia as the new faces, like the big top faces, to avenge Bryan Danielson, to go after Moxley and his group and dismantle them, so that you could also finally really have your homegrown AEW heroes.
Yeah.
Right? Darby Allin's an AEW original. pretty sure Orange Cassidy is too.
Yeah, pretty
right
much.
off the bat.
More or less, like
Yeah.
like a lot of these guys who are considered originals, and it's kind of hard to say who you quantify that as. But I do think like a lot of guys like off the indies, like not many people heard about
Right.
beforehand.
But
Orange Cassidy was somewhat well known before this, but just give him the bigger
yeah,
platform.
and don't get me wrong. I know he was in Shakara and other stuff, but I mean, like Darby Allin was signed right off the bat when AEW started officially after the All In
Yeah.
stuff. If Orange Cassidy wasn't like a day one signing, he was very early on. And I know Daniel Garcia has been like kind of midway through their run, so to speak, when he kind of came in. But him and Wheeler Yuta were those two that they were kind of like the young guys. They were very technical. They finally got them into opposite places and got characters onto them. And I guess connecting back to WrestleDream, seeing Wheeler Yuta turn, I was kind of hoping he was going to be one of the guys with these faces, but now he's kind of a undecided heel, and he sided with them, even though he's sometimes reluctant. But I think that could be good for his story too. So I think you're right. It's Infinity War, and it has the potential to set up a lot of good potential end game type things. I think it's down the road. I mean, I think there may be small victories here and there, but I don't see the big one probably till next year. What's the first?
All Out, All In. The first one of the New Year's Revolution.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe like around March. Maybe around like comparative to WrestleMania season before there's a big one, or it may be All In next year. It may be a almost year-long storyline.
I feel like other titles will get back on faces before that, but the world title will take longer.
Right.
Probably.
I feel like I heard a rumor Darby was supposed to actually win.
He was originally slated to beat Bryan Danielson, right?
But then they had this story go, which actually I think is kind of better.
Yeah, and if Darby's able to be the one that dethrones Mox when this is all said and done, that's going to.
And I think that's where it will eventually lead.
Yeah.
I mean, you can kind of draw parallels here between the whole. I mean, the people are compared to the NWO. Don't go stupid nuts like NWO did, right?
No, and I don't think they are.
But
I don't think they are either.
You have those like faces that were very much WCW through the whole thing. Sting is now Darby, Orange Cassidy, DDP. You kind of have that. So, and there's a way for them to build up.
Oh my God, Orange Cassidy yoga would be the greatest thing ever. It would be the greatest thing
if
ever.
If it happens, we want to cut.
It might be the laziest, best yoga you'll ever use. Like seriously,
I'll do it.
Just like in your pockets the whole time.
But the way to think about it, like all the heels are a lot of wrestlers that were established for years in other companies. Some of the veterans, people, mainstream names. The other guys, hell, I know MJF is major heel right now, but maybe he could potentially be one of those guys that is siding with AEW through this whole thing. So we'll see how that happens.
Do you know one of my favorite jokes that came out of this was the following Dynamite. So last week's Dynamite, when the Elite were out there and the BCC showed up and they said, "Oh crap, that's what real bad guys look like." Oh wow, we gotta get out of here.
All right. Well, as far as how our picks went for WrestleDream, Tommy was 8-3, and then Mike and I were both 9-2.
Nice.
So, are you guys comfortable sharing a rating? Because I haven't.
I think I can.
Okay, Mike, what about you?
I'm gonna go 4.5. Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to go a little higher, but I know the ending is good. I know the ending is going to serve a bigger purpose in the end, like we've just spent 10 minutes talking about. But I'm not going to lie, when I was watching it, or honestly, like when it first came on, and I wasn't watching it live, but I was following online, and I finally saw that, I was like, so there's a little bit of that disappointment. I know it's the potential to like lead to great things down the line, but I'm not a patient man. I'm gonna go 4.5. It's one of those. There wasn't bad matches. Those two big matches I think were good, but I was also a little disappointed about the Bucks winning. So,
all right, Tommy, what about you?
4.75 for me. I like it. Wasn't a perfect show, but ironically, this is the writer side of me kicking in. From a writing standpoint, I do like the idea of a downer ending, kind of like in the not. And I thought about this too, not just in the terms of Infinity War, but also like Empire Strikes Back. There's another movie in a series that ended on a downer note. I can't remember what it was. Anyway,
Quite a few.
yeah, but I can't. I had a specific one in mind, and I can't remember what it was. But it's like it's that kind of thing to me. It's like where it's purposefully bad. Not bad, but down, just to change the dynamic of things. Oh, but you know what? I know I thought of this too. This kind of reminds me of whenever that one when Raw and SmackDown were really separate back in like the 2000, like early 2000s, when Evolution like won all the titles that one night, and like everyone was pissed.
Yeah,
Kind of like that to me.
I remember that.
So
Yeah.
I feel like that was the point of WrestleDream, was to have that kind of effect, to like say the bad guys have won. Now the good guys got to figure out what they're doing. Kind of like that.
Yeah.
All right. Overall rating for WrestleDream 4.625.
Sweet.
So,
Nice.
all right. We did talk a bit about United, RCW, and the hybrid shows with Casey Black Rose. I don't know if there's anything small you guys want to add to that before we move on to what's going on this weekend.
Well, Tommy wasn't at the United show.
Oh, yeah, I didn't make the United show.
So,
Okay.
but it was a good show. It was kind of a long show. It did go till almost 11 o'clock. But that main event was, like we talked about, Casey beating Chase Owens in like 32 minutes, which was a hell of a match.
Go home. That's
before that, it was the Treats versus Texas Kingdom in a casket match. The only thing that was a little bit odd about that, and stats for in there, I don't, nothing personal, but we assumed that for a tag team casket match, you would have to throw both people into the casket. Well, the Treats handcuffed Rob Love to the ring post by us, and we were like, "You idiots! How are you going to throw him in the casket now?" Well, they threw Stash in the casket, and then the match ended. Which was kind of now. Before that, they were beating the crap out of each other, and that was fun. Anytime you beat up the Treats, that's pretty fun.
I agree.
But that was pretty odd. And then again, Little Evil, the world's biggest Mexican, was the United 210 champ. He was supposed to face Camacho.
Yeah.
And then the GM Javi comes out. Not only does he strip Little Evil of the belt because he had an injury and wasn't cleared, he literally just gives the belt to Camacho. Not like, oh, now there's a tournament for the belt. Oh, now the match next month is going to be for the belt. He just hands it to him like he's, Eric Bischoff.
Forfeited or something. Yeah.
What Eric Bischoff was going on here?
Exactly. So that's why Casey was calling him a paper champion, and
okay,
due time. And then yes, just to round it off. Callie got her crap beat out of her by Vert Vixen, which I think is the first time I've seen Vert live, and she was impressive. We did get I wanted to get an 8x10 in the picture, but by the time the show ended, everyone pretty much was taking off because it was almost 11. So hopefully we'll get to see her this Saturday at Hybrid and get one there. But yeah, so it was a fun show. The yard is always a great environment. So yeah.
Nice.
All right, well, you guys ready to talk Bound for Glory?
Sure.
Yep.
All right. TNA's biggest event of the year, and so much so that the Hardy Boys and Joe Hendry were spotted at a Pistons game tonight, by the way.
Nice.
Yes. So, Detroit for TNA, Bound for Glory. And this is kind of the be-all, end-all. They pull everything out, as I mentioned. Just the pre-show is your annual Call Your Shot Gauntlet. This is a 20-person intergender. In essence, a Royal Rumble, if you will, and the winner gets a contract they can invoke for a championship match of their choosing within the next year. So keep an eye on that. I think the most famous one is Moose and Josh Alexander.
Yep.
Yeah, that cash-in was literally that night. So
yep.
Now, speaking of Moose, I mean, I'm gonna just kind of run through the matches. I think we can just make some picks on the championship
Title
ones
matches,
if you want.
yeah.
Yeah. So Moose will be wrestling Mike Santana. Josh Alexander is gonna be wrestling Steve Macklin.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Seriously.
On to the title matches. PCO Matt Cardona for the TNA Digital Media and the International Heavyweight Wrestling Championship.
Yeah.
Both held by PCO. And this is a Monsters Ball match. As if PCO doesn't need another reason to be psycho, now he's going to be locked away in a straight jacket and then brought out for the Monsters Ball. So, I know I'm picking PCO. Tommy, what about you?
Yeah, I'm going PCO.
Yeah. Mike?
Oh, I'm gonna go crazy. Cardona, king of the Indies and king of the death matches.
I respect it.
Okay. All right. X Division title, and I'm checking to make sure no change were made. Yeah. Mike Bailey defending against El Hijo de Vikingo. Tommy, what are you thinking?
Man,
Well, was he never officially under an AEW contract?
Vikingo, no, he wasn't.
No, he's
under-
AAA.
Okay.
Yeah, he's AAA.
Okay.
Yeah, that was just their working relationship.
Right.
You know?
Okay.
So, I'll go Mike Bailey ?
Okay. What about you, Mike?
So I think my thought here is with a name like El Hijo de Vikingo, you might as well pull the trigger. Like, you know what Mike Bailey is. He's amazing. He's going to give you a good match with anybody you put him in there with. And I don't think it hurts him to lose the title because he's a multiple-time X Division champ. So why not put it on Vikingo and kind of get that buzz for a little bit?
Fair.
Okay. Heads, I go Mike Bailey. Tails, I go Vikingo on this one. So here we go. And it's tails. I'll go Vikingo. I can't pick on this one. Honestly,
I did put question mark on mine. I don't know.
Yeah. So, Knockouts Tag Team Championship, Spitfire defending against Rosemary and Wendy Chu. It is Rosemary involved here, so Tommy, I got to ask you this one first. So,
But would they let a WWE?
Yes.
Would they
yeah.
Or okay, go ahead.
But every time I think I have a good viable one way or the other, it's like, oh no, wait, that doesn't work either. So you know what? I have no solid reason for this, but I'm just gonna go Spitfire.
Okay.
But I can't give you a reasoning why that should or should not happen because every argument I was about to make does not make sense. So, well, they don't make sense, but they can easily not use that argument, So I'm just gonna say Spitfire because of reasons.
Yeah, I'm going Spitfire, and for no other reason than the fact that they haven't given a title to somebody that's not signed to their company, and I don't think they're going to start doing that now. So not since Kenny Omega, if you will. Mike, what about you?
Same. I'm going to go Spitfire.
Okay. The TNA World Tag Team Champions is a 3-way Full Metal Mayhem match. The System defending against the Hardys and ABC.
I miss Full Metal Mayhem.
And Full Metal Mayhem, you got Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers involved. Yeah, I'm going to stick with the System to retain here. Tommy, what about you?
I'm going to actually go the Hardys.
Okay.
Again, because of reasons, but, we'll see.
And Mike?
I am too, and the main reason being is the way they kind of complained about their use in AEW. I feel like they might put the belts on them and be like, look, they're still the Hardys. So, yeah.
And with all due respect to their complaints, the reason that their push stopped was for a very specific reason.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but there is a reason their push stopped. So,
yeah. All right, Knockouts Championship. Jordan Grace defends against Masha Slamovich. Mike, let's see you.
I feel like if there's ever a time for there to be the change, this is it. But I still can't. But I still can't go against Jordan Grace. I got to go with our usual. Until they lose it, I can't bet against them.
Tommy,
So
agree
yes,
with you?
Jordan Grace.
Literally everything Mike just said. So Jordan
Yeah.
Grace, because I was literally thinking the same thing. If there was ever a time to do it, it's now. But I also
But it's
can't
Jordan
pick.
Grace.
Yeah.
I can't. All logic says this would be the time to do it. All logic. I can't do it. I'm going with Jordan Grace.
Same for me. Yeah. Just
I couldn't do it. It's like
yeah.
logically it's there, but I refuse.
All right, Jason, I figured someone would.
Jason, I don't blame you, but I
No.
can't do it.
You're a stronger man than us, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
And finally, the main event for the TNA Championship, Nick Nemeth defends against Joe Hendry with Frankie Kazarian as the special guest referee.
Whoa, I missed that part.
Yes. That was, I believe, announced last week that Kazarian is overseeing that match. So, but regardless of that, the way it's been pushed, the way everything has gone, there's no reason why you don't put this on Joe Hendry, especially because he's had title shots in NXT of all places as well, and really turned out and just killed it. I think this one ends up with Joe Hendry. Mike?
I mean, honestly, if you're not going to pull the trigger with Joe Hendry at this point, why do you even own a wrestling company that you signed him to? Like, he's become the most popular thing of the past year. He went to WWE's NXT and became the most popular thing. He had the most watched video. I don't know if he still does or he did for a while on the WWE YouTube. Nick Nemeth is an incredible champion, an incredible wrestler, an incredible guy. We met him. He's cool as anything. He's going to be able to still go in a wrestling ring till he's 65, 70 with his shape and his conditioning.
90. Oh,
right?
sorry.
But if you're not going to pull the trigger with Joe Hendry, what are you even doing? Like, it's got to be Joe Hendry at this point.
All right. And Tommy?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like, and especially with Nick Nemeth of all people who doesn't need it anymore. I mean, I've always said like he should be world champion, but now he's got to the point in his career where that's obvious that he should be world champion, and he's deserved it for years. It's not his fault that other idiots didn't pull the trigger with him sooner.
Yeah.
But with Joe Hendry, top of his game, top of pro wrestling right now. Literally, it's a meme that's even outside of wrestling now, where you say his name. There's a channel I watch called Dead Meat. They review horror movies. They have a kill count, and they made a joke of there's a movie. One of the movies they're reviewing, the line was, which God do you believe in God? But which God do you believe in? Jesus, Jehovah? And the joke they say was Joe Hendry, and they did the clap immediately afterwards. And also, I saw this clip from an NXT show where Gallus was in the ring, and they said, "Oh, you people are cheering for him, huh? You're cheering for Joe." And one of the guys said, "Don't say it." What? Do not say his name. It's like, what? It's like what? What's wrong? Don't say Joe Hendry. Say his name.
Yeah,
and I
remember that.
I was like, that is fantastic. Give that man all of the belts. So yeah, I feel like Joe.
It's Hendry's time. We're all believers this weekend, I think. So yeah.
I mean, I believe in Joe Hendry for a long time. So
yeah. TNA Bound for Glory. I don't have a graphic for it, but it is this Saturday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Pre-show starting at 6 from the Wayne State University Fieldhouse in Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, speaking of Joe Hendry, I think he's supposed to be in Houston next month for ROW.
They are bringing him into Booker's ROW.
Yeah, I and the reason I bring that up is because now I might make a trip.
Okay.
I'm thinking about it.
Wow, you couldn't make a trip to see Ellie ring announce, but you'll make it for Joe.
Jesus.
I see Ellie ring announce on such a consistent basis.
I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, I know, but still, I'm defending myself.
I know. Fair.
No, I know it says TNA Plus there, but keep in mind that TNA Plus has plans where you have your basic plan where it's just the live events, but you still have to pay extra for the pay-per-views. Right now, they are running a special through the end of the year. It's called the end of season discount. For only $35, you basically get the full access to TNA Plus from now through January 17th, 2025. You get all the TNA live specials, Turning Point, Final Resolution in November and December. Impact simulcast on there, the full content library, digital first content. But most importantly, for that $35, you also get Bound for Glory included with that.
Nice.
In essence, but this is like in a short-term thing. This is your access basically from now through January 17th. So
Nice.
this is definitely awesome, definitely worth it. If you haven't gotten a TNA Plus, this is the great time to get on it, sign up. Obviously, you want to do it before Bound for Glory so that you can watch it. So, but yeah, check out TNAWrestling.com for all the details on that, and go.
Guess you could do it afterwards and watch the replay.
Yeah, but I don't
No,
know.
I know, I'm just kidding.
I don't know if they're down to sign up after Bound for Glory airs. So yeah,
Oh, gotcha.
yeah.
Mm,
So
okay.
you want to make sure you do that beforehand. So you don't want people like, oh, it was good. Let me go sign up now, right? You know, it defeats the purpose. So all right, and from there we'll move into Sunday's event, NXT Halloween Havoc. And of all the old WCW pay-per-view names, I'm kind of glad they kept this one. You know, it just
Yeah.
Halloween
works
Havoc was
well
awesome.
for sure. Yeah. And 5 matches on the card for this one, and we're gonna start with Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade against Julia and Stephanie Vaquer. Tommy, where you going?
I feel like this is the only time you'll make Roxanne Perez lose anything, so I'm gonna go with Julia and Stephanie Vaquer. That's like this is the only way Roxanne Perez loses a match.
Mm-hmm. All right, Mike.
I'm going to go same,
Mhm.
although I think Cora Jade's going to take the loss. So
Yeah, I kind of figure that too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Cora Jade's taking the pin on this one. So yeah, I'm agreeing with that.
I'm
too
pretty
as
sure
well.
Stephanie Vaquer is getting the pin. So
Yep. Ambulance match. Ridge Holland versus Andre Chase. Mike?
this better be Andre Chase because he is the reason Chase U is a thing. Chase U is one of the greatest thing NXT has brought in its kind of newer time that it's been doing stuff. And I'm sorry, Ridge Holland is one of those that it never quite works. Chase U got a little bit out of him, but then he turns on them and his character is just kind of boring again. So better be Chase.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with that, Andre Chase, for this one. Tommy, what about you?
yeah, I was gonna go Ridge Holland, but y'all convinced me. I'm going Andre Chase. Yeah, I was seriously on the fence about that, but y'all convinced me. Andre Chase.
Okay. Now, on to the first 3 title matches. The first one is for the Women's North American Championship. Here's what we know. We know it's Kelani Jordan defending it, obviously.
Mm.
We don't know who her opponent is. It's either Fallon Henley, JC Jane, or Jasmine Nix. And we don't know what type of match it is. It's a spinner's choice. Obviously, this is the spin the wheel, make a deal thing that they did. So that is completely out there, wide open in flux. We don't know anything. And when I'm picking this, my safe bet is just stick with Kelani Jordan. I don't know if you guys are going to follow that strategy as well.
I ain't gonna lie. I was thinking
Yeah.
this is Jordan.
Can I
But
pick Ren Sinclair somehow being inserted?
I mean, that'd be a hell of a surprise, right? I'm just curious to see what kind of match they put this one in. So
Yeah.
North American Championship is going to be defended in what is officially being called a Tables, Ladders, and Scares match. Let's be honest, it's probably a TLC match. Yeah. Tony D'Angelo defends against Obafemi. And a little caveat on this. This match can only be won by pinfall.
No submission.
No submission.
Hmm.
No referee stoppage, essentially. It's got to be a pinfall finish. So, Tommy, where are you going with this one?
Okay, I'm going Tony D'Angelo only because I feel like now they're gonna start pushing Oba for the NXT Championship because I feel like that's what they've been turning him into this wrecking ball lately.
Mm-hmm.
Well, since he started, and that's what I feel that they're ultimately going for.
Okay, Mike.
I agree. Although I was shocked when they decided to do the Rocky Balboa story with Tony D'Angelo, and he actually pinned Oba that first match a week or 2 ago now.
That was their second match.
What's that?
Wasn't it their second match?
No, yeah, but yeah, you're right. It was their second match. But when they pinned him in that one, what I was getting at is it's hard for me to think he'll take a second loss. I assume there'll be tons of shenanigans involved with the family.
Shenanigans.
But I honestly thought he was going to get one of those runs where he basically keeps the title, gets to the next one, relinquishes it, never really loses it. So
Yeah.
I was kind of shocked they gave Tony D'Angelo that win, but
Yeah.
I agree. I think he needs to be going over after the world title, and there's not really a point to having him win the belt right back. So we'll see what happens, but.
All right. I am the same thing there, Tony D'Angelo. Along the same lines, obviously Obafemi could be making a run at the NXT Championship after this, or they possibly got plans to move him up to Raw or SmackDown. He's a big name, Yeah. So, speaking of the NXT Championship, this is a Devil's Playground match. Trick Williams defends against Ethan Page. I don't know if they've decided what exactly a Devil's Playground match is, but let's just say it's a hardcore match. Anything goes.
Usually, yes.
Yeah. So, but I'm sticking with Trick Williams to retain here. Tommy, what about you?
Yeah, Trick to win because I don't see a point in bouncing that back and forth either. So,
okay,
Trick.
Mike.
Yeah, no, that is a little like as awesome as Halloween Havoc is. It's a little disappointing that it's basically just like rematches with gimmicks.
Yeah.
And like you said, like there's not a lot of point to bouncing it back and forth either. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Trick Williams, too.
It's like the new version of Extreme Rules in a way when you think about it. But, yeah. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Halloween Havoc is Sunday, October 27th, 7 p.m. Central Time, pre-show around 6 o'clock. And it's from the Giant Center in Hershey, Pennsylvania, a place WWE has not been to since 2003, by the way. So,
what show was there in 2003?
That's actually a trivia question. What event was the last time they were in Hershey?
Wait. I know this.
2003?
Yeah.
I know this.
Okay.
Vengeance.
No.
Damn it. Okay.
2003.
Was it a SmackDown pay-per-view?
This one was a Raw brand pay-per-view.
Oh crap. Okay.
Hell in a Cell.
That's funny. I feel like it's right at the tip of my tongue.
Okay. The main event was title versus career, Triple H versus Goldberg.
Yeah, Unforgiven.
Unforgiven.
Damn.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought. And my brain knew it started with a U. And I was like going through so many other U words that like had nothing to do with Unforgiven. So
yeah, I've never forgiven them for bringing Goldberg back in the last couple of years. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That wow. I almost
other matches on this card. Kane defeated Shane McMahon.
Mm-hmm.
Christian retained the Intercontinental Championship over Chris Jericho and Rob Van Dam. Al Snow and Jonathan Coachman defeated Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Test, rest in peace, defeated Scott Steiner.
Yep.
And then that one, since Test won, he got the services of both Stacy Keibler and Scott Steiner on that.
Is that the one where Steiner falls off the apron trying to do like the double axe handle that always gets
that might be it, probably.
I can't remember if that's it or not, but it might be.
Okay.
Randy Orton defeated Shawn Michaels, and Mike, for me and you, Trish Stratus and Lita defeated Molly Holly and Gail Kim in a tag match. That one.
Yeah. Interesting. That's quite some good women wrestlers there.
Yeah. All Hall of Fame. Well, Gail's not in the WWE Hall of Fame. Obviously, he's in the TNA one, but I'm pretty sure Trish, Lita, and Molly Holly are all in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Molly Holly went into
Just kind of.
Yeah.
So technically, if you just say Hall of Famers, you're not wrong.
Yeah, just Hall of Famers for sure. So yeah.
There you go.
Kind of crazy, huh? Haven't been back in so long. So. All right, with that, we can get into our 1 minute warning segment. We already got Casey's earlier in the day. Mike, do you have anything this week?
I do.
Okay, where's my damn thing? Here it is. All right, whenever you're ready, sir, go for it.
All right. So first of all, I've kind of already had to admit this earlier, but Tommy, you were right. And when I say, you were right, you were right. Okay. But the point is, I don't want to make this about the little midget who, sorry, I can't say it anymore. The child who I was trying to be nice to, who then decided to turn on her friend and join the worst stable in history, the Texas Treat Nation, whatever you want to call it. So the rest of this 1 minute warning is going to be about that friend that was betrayed, Ridley Thorne, who was part of the Cholas. Pink told her she had a title match, And what are you going to do when you're given a title match? Say no because it's against one of my partners? No, she got a title match. That's what you do. So, they had a hard-fought match. Callie won kind of with a little bit of cheating. And then when the treats come out to present the short person with a shirt, the Cholas actually celebrate with her. They're proud of her, and then they turn. And by the way, not only does Callie turn on Ridley Thorne, but Don Juan hits her with a cutter, and then the absolute heel 5'1" Diego Rene hits her with a splash from the top rope. So just really despicable across the board from the treats. But Ridley Thorne's on her own now. I don't know where Celine's loyalties lie. She said it's between Ridley and the short person. But we now here officially #ride with Ridley. We got her back and we're supporting her. And this Saturday, they do technically have a tag match where they're supposed to get against Vert Vixen and Key Vibes. But like Casey said, really makes more sense for Ridley to just join the other side and make this 3 versus half. So,
3 versus half. I
Wow.
love it.
Burnsy, the Monday was the year. Oh, it was the
Mr. Protocol.
MPW show, the Halloween show.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Where our friend Black Swan put JP in the casket.
Gosh. I thought that was the match. I thought that was a show with the Rocks. In the casket.
It was?
Yeah, we brought the Rocks for the casket.
It was for the casket match.
That's right. Okay. Tommy, you got something this week?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Go for it, sir.
All right. It really does pertain to this again, which, by the way, seriously, thanks again to RCW, Brett and Oliver. This is a huge honor. I can't even put into words how awesome that was. But not just that, but the ceremony itself was almost a giant family reunion in a way. And this is a and not to discredit JC and Big Mike, but I'm talking about guys who I've known even before I met you two.
Yeah, no.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm saying Ray the Voice was there, and Ray's oldest son was there. Having seen Jeremy Sage in God knows how long, and then just other people, Alex, of course, always love Alex, and it was just so cool to see so many familiar faces. So proud of Shiva, not only for her speech, but for, inducting Michael Faith as well. No, there's no way that was easy for her, but she, like the soldier she is, she got through it. But yeah, it was a great day, tons of fun. A lot of my family made it out, which is I thought was really cool. And it was just really cool overall. It was a great ceremony, man. It was really cool. And shouts out to other fans who were there, like Tree, Steve James, even Carl Belcher, who I hadn't seen in a minute. He was up walking. He had a cane. He was up walking around. It was good to see him. I really appreciated him coming out.
Haven't seen the video yet of it, but how much heckling went on your behalf?
Plenty, enough. I haven't posted anything yet because of the crazy work week it's been, but hopefully, I'll be able to post something maybe tomorrow night. I'm gonna hopefully get to do all that.
Yeah.
But Mike was there. It was enough, and then some.
I got video of it, but I shared it with Tommy and told him when he's ready to share it, he can do that.
I got booed walking up there.
Yeah. So
which was fair. Which was fair.
Diego, J-Wave, Don Juan, Ridley was there before she got turned on. And on top of that, when Marvel gets introduced to go introduce Tommy, he makes sure they play the Chris Marvel little Titantron, if you will, on the big screen that they put in front of the stage. So
I had to even suffer through We the Best on that too. So
Nice.
It wasn't a good day, just for a variety of reasons.
Also, though, to be fair, Tommy got the biggest pop when he got called. So he did.
Kind of true. So
yeah, congrats again, Tommy, on that. That's pretty amazing. I mentioned earlier on the show how great it is seeing how passionate everybody is now. A all those fans that were in the stands that wanted to make this something and take on a wrestling career of their own, they're there now. They share that passion. And my only hope is that wherever this business takes you, you never lose it.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. I'm 43 years old. I realize I've been going or following independence in the Texas area for almost 20 years. I got 3 more years away, So
Mine's next year.
yeah. So this is pretty awesome. I hope no one ever loses that passion. And in a follow-up, a few weeks ago, I had a 1-minute warning talking about a book that was coming out, Lockout Professional Wrestling in Our World. Well, was able to get a hold of the author, and next week, Ray Lopez, the author of that book, will be joining us on the WrestleCast to talk about it. He wanted me to pass on that the book itself is available locally. So if you find it at a local bookstore, maybe even a half-price books in the area, you're able to go and pick it up, even directly from the publisher site, which is Mascot Books. But the national release is December 3rd on Amazon and everywhere else. So, but locally you can find it. Again, the book is called Lock Up Professional Wrestling in Our World. And Ray Lopez, the author, will be joining us next week to talk about it. So,
That's so awesome.
yeah.
Oh no, I have to go to Half Price Books to look for a book. Say it ain't so. Oh well, if I have to, I have to.
Also,
Just
Sorry,
don't
guys,
take
Mike.
the kids because they end up looking for toys. Jesus. Yeah.
Also, Angel, he's not old. He's younger than both of us. He's never been 60. I don't know where you heard that from. Tommy is a young
60
man.
and dog ears. Yeah. So
She heard from a loud yapping chihuahua who wants to get over. Oh, one more thing before we go. Aaron Mercer today announced he's retiring, and he's even like apologizing for it. He just doesn't get it. And I just want to say he's going to apologize for it. If he feels like he's done, he's done. And I appreciate all the memories. I'm sad he's walking away, but if this is what he feels like he has to do what's best for him, and I know how much he loves his son. I don't know if you guys have seen about his son. He loves his son so much, and rightfully so. And he said he wants to spend more time with him. And as he says, he gets older, he doesn't want to always be in pain, and I get that. So thanks, Aaron Mercer. Appreciate all the great years. And if you're done, do. Congratulations on your retirement. Whatever you do next, you're going to kill it.
Yeah.
amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Well, as for this weekend, there is the hybrid. What's the name of it again? Sorry. Ring of
Hybrid
Horrors. Yeah,
Ring of
Hybrid Ring of Horrors.
4.
Saturday, October 26th at 7 p.m. Central Time. Doors opening at 6 from the Hybrid School of Wrestling in San Antonio, Texas. At the same time, TNA Bound for Glory is taking place. Pre-show starting at 6 from the Wayne State Fieldhouse in Detroit, Michigan on TNA Plus. What's up? Go ahead.
Also, Dog Pound is having I don't know if it's a full-on show, but they will be somewhere on Marbach on this Saturday as well. So,
yeah.
if you can't make it to hybrid, check out Dog Pound on Marbach Saturday.
I think it's in a parking lot. They're having some sort of little fair there or something.
Yeah. So there's again, like we say about San Antonio, there's wrestling all over the place.
Yes.
There is, for sure. Again, with Bound for Glory, go to TNAWrestling.com. If you haven't got TNA Plus, jump on that $35 special. It basically gets you Bound for Glory. It gets you the last 2 TNA Plus specials of the year, along with the full library that you can watch. And then finally, NXT Halloween Havoc, Sunday, October 27th, 7 p.m. Central Time from the Giant Center in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and will be on Peacock.
Mm-hmm.
So, as for us, next week we'll recap Bound for Glory, we'll recap Hybrid Experience, we'll recap Halloween Havoc, and then preview Crown Jewel and why this whole why this whole title versus champion Crown Jewel belt, which, to be completely honest with you, is their answer to the King of Pro Wrestling Championship that New Japan has. Fight me. All right.
I was gonna say I'll try to PG the thing I shared in the chat when this was announced, but they are really trying to make Saudi Arabia happy without having to say, "Here's a WrestleMania."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. There have been some Crown Jewels that actually look good on paper. This is not one of them so far. I'm sorry. I will be happy if I'm proven wrong. I'm not excited for this card, but prove me wrong, please. Please prove me wrong.
We'll be talking all about it. Yeah. It's To be completely honest with you, the Saudi Arabia shows are kind of like the leftovers of the contract that had been signed with the government. They're
Tell me
just got to
about it.
fulfill them. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us once again. Thank you to Casey Blackrose for coming
Oh, yeah,
on.
for sure.
Always a great time. I was able to be on the camera this time to talk to you, as you mentioned. So, wrestling is getting wild in the San Antonio area with promotions, and it's just going to continue to go crazy from here. So, over here we got Tommy.
Thanks, guys.
We got Mike.
Thanks, guys. Be good to each other.
And I'm JC. As always, heels and baby faces. Remember, pro wrestling is real.
People
are
fake.
fake.
Reach for the sky, boy. Bang.
Adios, Gunther.